Welcome back to the Fulfilled Female Entrepreneur Podcast. It's your host, Cassandra Rosa. I am a certified coach and healer and intuitive business coach. And the mission behind this podcast is to help you to create a fulfilling life and business. Today, I'm really excited to be talking about awakening your authenticity. Welcome back to another episode. I'm so excited to be here recording. Today, we're going to be talking about awakening your authenticity. And this is a topic I decided to bring forth in the podcast today because I find lots of clients of mine and people I come across in my Facebook community really talk about wanting to bring some sort of dream and business to light, and they are dimming their light. So I figured I would share a little bit about this topic. On the last solo episode, I was talking about the subconscious beliefs, and I brought forth the story about me facing bullying when I was a kid and how that kind of dimmed my light. So if you didn't listen to that one, definitely go check it out as well. But with that being said, awakening your authenticity, what does that even mean? I feel like many of us, when we are little kids, have big and bright personalities. We can fall a million times when we're learning how to walk and we get back up. We are super goofy and there's not so much of a filter. We're 100% ourselves. That's why when you're scrolling on Instagram or TikTok, you see all these funny kid videos of doing things that are so bold and so fun and so unfiltered. And then in our lives, we come across these instances in which we feel like we need to be quiet, dim ourselves, take a step back, and hold ourselves back from authentically being ourselves in our fullest form. Right? For example, in my life, when I was a little kid, there is this story that my family tells, anyone that would listen, when I would go to my aunt's house and I was like a toddler, I would dance around in my diaper to the Bee Gees. And it was so free spirited. And there's all these pictures of me on my aunt's fridge of having this bowl on my head, this yellow bowl and this like bright red 90s outfit, just being goofy. And that version of myself is so within me. And it's a version of myself that I suppressed when I was experiencing things like bullying in my life. And I held myself back from like fully just being my goofy, outgoing self. So there is this suppression that happens when we go through things like bullying or, different society standards of like being a lady and being prim and proper or behaving, right? Like maybe we're doing something goofy that our parents don't want us to do in a specific instance, and they would tell us to, behave, right? It's holding back that wild version of ourselves that exists that's just free spirited. So when all of these instances come up at a very young age, our subconscious mind keeps them in the file, kind of talks about that in the last solo episode, but keeps it in the file and reminds us the importance of putting a wall and putting on a facade and like holding ourselves back. And that's because of fear of judgment from the bullies, fear of judgment from society, fear of judgment of people in our lives, our family, our friends. That can create this fear inside of us to fully and authentically be who we are and share what we're passionate about and use our voice for good. And the more that we're suppressed and we have these instances in our childhood, the more that we hold ourselves back from fully shining our light and being truly who we are in our purest form. And I remember having this moment. This was about maybe 2014, 2015 that I did my first motivational speaking event. And I sang in the beginning of the speech, not very well, let me add, but that's totally okay. Singing doesn't have to be for everybody. This Lion King song, like in the jungle, like in the jungle, the mighty jungle. that's what some of the bullies used to sing to me that made me self-conscious of my hair and who I was, and like would hold myself back because I didn't want to be judged. I wouldn't want to be bullied. I didn't want people to cackle right behind me or throw erasers in my hair, whatever it is. So there was this holding self back that I experienced, that I would literally wear my hair up or straighten my hair and keep it in a bun so that I couldn't fully be myself. So my hair, in a way, was kind of like this metaphor of like being naturally and authentically myself. And I found when I was in high school, like I would let it down and truly be who I was. So that came across in that method of my life, even with like family, when it came to career, I was expected to, take over the family business. And I pursued that after university when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I was feared, if I had a fear of stepping away for that and stepping into personal development, that would hurt my family and I would be judged. And I'd be judged from society and family and friends of taking a step that wasn't, the sure path or like the most abundant path or the path that would lead to success. So it's like sometimes when it comes to career or business, stepping outside of like the mainstream way of doing things, doing air quotes if you're listening to the pod, that fear of judgment and negativity coming from people can hold us back from truly being who we are destined to be. And that can take us away from our dreams. That can make us lose sight of what we truly want and create layers of pushing in and bottling in what it is that we truly want to pursue the 3D form of success in North America of, having your career and, like having your university or college degree and getting a career and then retiring and having like the mainstream way of doing things so that you are successful and you make a lot of money and you have a family and, then you retire and explore the world. And it's interesting being a millennial in this time of the world right now, because I feel like it's one of the first generations that are starting to do the deep soul work and authentically be ourselves and work through the judgment and do the healing and the unlearning of the judgments and the projected fears and the whole concept of being in a box that society has created for us, and really beating to the beat of our own drum and authentically being ourselves and pursuing that and going after what that looks like. So, in my experience, it was stepping away from insurance. It was diving deeper into personal development. It was starting my first business when I was like 20 or 21 and creating this new path, which I'm so grateful to be on today. And that's what felt great for me. And that's what felt authentic to me. And that is this beautiful business that I've created, and this purpose that I'm stepping into feels so authentic for every chapter. And it's awakened this new level of evolution and growth and the destiny that I'm meant to fulfill. So for those of you that are listening to this or watching this video, to awaken your authenticity, it's really important to be really clear about that daydream. Every single person in this world has something that they've always wanted to do and pursue and see and explore, right? We put on this like story that I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know where, like what's on my bucket list. I don't know what my dreams are. We all have a dream. So it's really listening in and being honest with yourself about what that is. And it's acknowledging, where are you dimming your light? Where are you not being authentic in your life? Are you in a career that you're dragging your feet to every single day and want to hit that snooze button? Are you in a relationship that you're not excited about? Are you pursuing a lifestyle that just doesn't feel in alignment? Are you living in a place that you feel like you're not meant to be anymore? Really looking at what feels good to you, what feels good to you, and acknowledging what doesn't, and really being clear in what it is that you want to stand into and how you could play on the way to get there. It doesn't have to be so serious. It doesn't have to be this big mountain to climb. It's like, how can you have fun on the way to achieving it? Right? And being really clear of what it is that wants to birth through you. What is it that you're wanting to share? In the beginning of business, a lot of us are scared with the how, but it's like, how can you just start to share your authenticity now? How can you just be in this playful state of just sharing what's on top of mind, top of heart that you feel called to step into more? Because the more that you play along the journey, the more it doesn't feel so daunting, that you just find your method in which you want to share your message that feels good to you. If it's video, if it's writing, if it's, speaking and having a podcast and just sharing what's top of mind and top of heart of what it is that you're wanting to birth, and playing and enjoying the journey, as cliche as it may seem. So to be authentically you and to wake up to that authenticity, it's really acknowledging what feels exciting to you that you want to step into. What is it that is holding you back? What are those thoughts that are making you dim your light? What are those instances in your subconscious and your upbringing that are suppressing your ability to fully be you? And it's like, how can you take a little step to just play along the way of authentically being you? It all comes down to permission. It all comes down to permission to be real with yourself of what it is that you truly want, to be real with yourself about what's holding you back, and to just take that little step in a very playful manner that will allow you to birth the life that you want to create for yourself and for your family and for, this magical experience that we call life. So, with that being said, if you are seeking support into stepping into your authenticity, creating that fulfilling life, creating that impactful business, I am here to support you. You're welcome to check out the link in the show notes or the description of this video, in which you can find out all of the amazing ways for us to work together. It would be in my honor and my privilege to guide you on this journey. Thank you for listening to this episode today. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I'll upload a new video on Thursday. See you in the next one. Bye.